Hey guys, I'm back again with a video for a new game called Valheim. I'm a huge fan of the survival game genre and Viking mythology in general, so this was an absolute must play for me. I had heard incredible things about the game and was very excited to finally be able to play. The game itself is in its formative stages, but it's growing exponentially. The future looks very bright for this game and the company.
It's all so hot right now.
Now, naturally, as my first video for this game, I'll be implementing a plan system so that we can use it to train as we play. This video will also serve as a review and just lead to more videos of general gameplay and antics as we go through. The first thing I noticed was the graphics. When designing your character, the player graphics are a bit low res, so I was expecting something a bit more cartoon-like, more akin to World of Warcraft graphics. This actually wasn't the case. Players aside, the world itself is actually incredibly gorgeous and the lighting is immaculate. Before I tackled the environment, I decided to summon a little bit of help. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, you'll recognise Brace of Brace Gaming coming to lend a helping hand. He hasn't actually played a survival game before, so I'm looking forward to seeing him get mercilessly abused. After figuring out the controls a bit, we got settled into the flow of the game. From here, we set about gathering base materials to craft tools, as is commonplace in this type of game. Wood and stone from the floor allowed us to do this. From here, the goal was getting our first place and a base of operations. This would need a decent amount of wood, so we set about the local trees with our newly fashioned axes. The very first tree I slapped up almost lands on me. Now, I've no idea how the game's mechanics work, so I didn't realise that I narrowly avoided death. I'm used to playing Ark, where the trees simply fade into the void. Unfortunately for Brace, it was he who was sent into the Shadow Realm after he ran up to greet the fallen tree with childlike naivety. He seemed to think it was going to keep rolling in my direction, but it changed its mind and elected to make close personal friends with him instead. So, this means we're about 2 minutes into this new world and Brace was already a casualty of war to a tree. My hopes of excelling early doors in this world died with him.
Oh Jesus, God, no.
Next up, after some basic gathering, we start setting up our palatial estate. We get a fireplace set up next to our workstation in order to generate some heat, some light, as well as keep us fed. Brace displays some very worrying tendencies again here, the first of which is walking through fire. Apparently, he wasn't aware that humans had a weakness to fire and sailed right through the hot stuff. The second, and definitely the most worrying trait considering he's gamed with me for many years, was trusting me. With his back turned, I elected to test out the kick feature as we both faced the flames. I assured him that this was a complete coincidence and that I never meant for him to end up on the barbecue. I think that's plain to see from the clips shown.
Right.
Okay, so fast forward, we have a basic hut set up and I can now look at what would be good for the exercise plan with the game for those that are interested. Now, for those that haven't seen the previous video, I'll explain quickly how to put these into action. In the comments will be various lists of exercise goals, be it to shed a few pounds, tone up, or even build muscle. All of these will be numbered and we'll download a random number generator. When one of these conditions are met, we go ahead and hit the generator and perform the exercise to match. It's so easy. You're also encouraged to set a cooldown of what works for you so that you're not stuck hitting triggers every 3 seconds. I normally have 1 minute of grace after a set is completed before another trigger counts. So, the exercise conditions are as follows: death, elite kills, so trolls etc., invasions, dungeons completed, structures built, long journeys, carrying too much, successful farming trips, sleep, and rainstorms. Devoting just an hour or two a session can bring about an outrageous amount of reps completed, and it barely feels like a workout. Now, with those conditions listed, and you hopefully being ready to go, let's roll through some more gameplay antics and I'll show you how many reps I was forced to do through those triggers. Okay now, as I'm enjoying the game, just hoeing away in the agricultural sense, for now, a warning appears to flash up. Neither of us had seen anything like this and didn't really know what to expect. Luckily, I'm an exceptionally brave and skilled warrior, so we were confident nothing was going to happen to us. Out of nowhere, a horde of beasts arrives with the intent of caving our heads in seemingly. That's fine, we were up for our first taste of real combat, so let's get to it. After that particularly crushing blow, I had a sudden thought that creatures may be inside the house and attacking our furniture, so I elected to be the one to protect it from the inside. For purely strategic reasons, I absolutely was not cowering for my life. Plus, I could clearly see Brace was doing bits by himself anyway. Is the house safe yet? Nope. Maybe best give it another second. As you can see, the beast ran away in fear as I entered the battlefield again, and somehow Brace has let himself and the team down by dying again. Naturally, we set about our exercises and training properly in game. Clearly we had a lot more to learn about the combat in this game, and gear up. I've now managed to kit myself out with an axe and a shield, so I'm fairly confident moving forward. We survived the horde attack with just clubs, so most things will be a breeze now. We decided to venture into the Black Forest, just a few clicks to the north, and see what's cracking. Within no time, our first test arrives. A puny bone person walks up and decides to give it large. With confidence high, my shield granting me added defense, I decided to strike on the counter as his blow rebounds off my shield, where I would eviscerate him.
Hello darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping.
It appears we need more than just a minor gear upgrade. Only one thing would enable us to compete on the battlefront. That's correct, children, a montage. With developed skills, as well as a little bit more knowledge of the game mechanics, I set about finding a true test in the Black Forest. The key additions to my arsenal were knowing the importance of food, as well as parrying, rolling, and using the ability to judge distance. I decided to go and pick on some lonely dude in the woods, but I didn't notice he was actually part of a large group of chavs instead. As you'll notice, I didn't leave enough time for my health to rise fully, so I was already on the back foot. Upon seeing the swarm take shape, I decided to back up and buy some time as I attempted to formulate a strategy. I then decided to use my newfound technique of standing directly in front of the mob without blocking or moving.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
As you can see, somehow it didn't pay off. From here, I decided enough was enough, and it was time to enter the Matrix.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
So, the test was passed, and I'm now confident enough in my ability to fight that I shall venture onwards in search of glory and riches with my usual level of bravery.
Glory and riches, glory and riches! You see how dangerous it is?
As usual, I'll end every video with my accumulation of reps to see how you guys are shaping up. Let me know in the comments how you're getting on with your sessions, or even just feel free to tag along for the adventures. On screen is a list of exercises I managed to get through in my first 2 hours of game time. I try not to go too much longer because I also like to just chill and play the game without dropping every 5 minutes. Whenever I hit a trigger, I would do 30 seconds of the exercise that got selected with the random number generator. Even if I couldn't do it all the way through, I'd rest for 3 seconds maximum, then I'd try again some more until the 30 seconds was up. I'll be doing a series of our progression through the world now that I've got a dedicated server. Let me know what challenges you want to see us attempt. Feel free to hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video and want to see more or even contribute. That's all from me, and I'll see you next time.